polka, hey, you're ready, hey, you're ready, Anna, hey, hi, you're ready, hey, Anna, hey, hi, hey, way, hey. Welcome to my channel, Res Dog Adventures. Just want to give a little introduction about what we got going on here. So pretty much what we got going on is we're just going to be doing, my adventures and kind of what we got going on around Montana and Washington and Idaho and all that stuff. Right now we're working on tanning hides, starting off with doing some elk, some deer. We have a few racked up right now, probably got, I want to say maybe 4 or 5 racked up. So we're going to stretch them out, scrape them, turn them into buckskin, maybe turn them into some fur-on hides, do some cool stuff like that. Meanwhile, you also see some adventures of hikes, road trips, other hide tanning and natural primitive techniques that we've been trying to practice. You'll see a lot of me and my dad on here, or sometimes it'll just be me, or maybe even one of the Res Dogs that's running around. Res Dog Adventures. Welcome to my channel. One more thing. So this first video is going to come out and it might be a little scattered because I kind of was just filming stuff over the past week and kind of getting this video going. But from here and further on, everything should be more timed out and more in order and seem more concise. Yeah, I think that's the word I want to use. But yeah, stay tuned for more. We got a lot of cool stuff coming, a lot of cool things. We're going to show you how to make buckskin, make sinew, how to make a bunch of other primitive techniques, maybe even a hand pump drill, maybe we don't know. But we're going to find some cool stuff, we're going to make some cool stuff, and it's going to be great. So check out what we got going on and come join us for the adventure. Come here. Hey, who's that good dogs? What you doing? We got Res Dogs. So we got 5 elk hides today. Here's the lineup. Nice. Gonna tan them. See what's going on. So we got here the elk hide, skinning it out. We got our skinning tool here. Trying to remove this membrane. So it's doing this. We'll get a little close up on here. So this is, let it focus. All right, so this is the skin I just scraped. It's all nice and smooth. Now, this is stuff that I am scraping. So he's scraping this down, scraping this membrane off. So that's all nice and smooth, soft. Make a great buckskin. You gotta remove all that meat and everything there and all that cartilage. Got the hide all stretched out. Got the hide all hung up. Beautiful. So we got one buckskin going here. That's Dad's, got that drying. We got the elk hide over here. Cool. Indigenous. All right, so today on our show, we're gonna be racking out some hides. We got about three, maybe 5 that we need to do today. So we'll show you. Dad's already got some of the racks built up and some of the hides laid out. We're stretching out the first one now. So we got here one elk hide sitting in its frame, not tied up yet, but ready to go. 2, and then we got Dad over here doing his thing. tying this one up. We found out that this method here of going through works a little bit better than tying singular strands. Cool. We got the inspector over there, making sure we're following our OSHA safety protocols. So we're just going to show off a few of the racks we got going on right now. We have one here. We got one there against the house under a tarp. That's mine. It's a fur-on elk robe that I'm going to be doing. Okay, and then we're going to come around here. We got some hides in this bucket right here sitting in lye so that the hair will come off. We got another elk hide here. And then we also got one here. All pretty good sizes. I think mine is the largest, but these guys are pretty good too. These need to be scraped. We just stretched them out. We're gonna dry them out, do some dry scraping. We've been testing out different techniques of doing wet scraping, doing dry scraping, seeing which one we like more, looking at different Indian techniques and primitive techniques of how they tanned and, the buckskin. So we're trying to follow that, but we're also kind of doing our own methods of what we got laying around and kind of what's at hand. We're not trying to do everything precise. We're just trying to do the best that we can personally do. We do things a little out of the norm, but hey, as long as we make some cool stuff, that's all that matters. So when we do our tanning, we usually like to do it like the Indian way, do it a little primitive style. So we do brain tanning. So we have here a bunch of skulls that we're going to crack open, get the brains out, and we're going to use that to tan. So we're trying to use everything in the animal that we get. We use the tendons for make sinew, we use the robes to make clothes, and anything that's left over we use to help kind of stitch up and patch different things. We use the brains for tanning. We use the different parts of the animal for jewelry and stuff. So a lot of it is going to be natural techniques, natural ways of doing things. All right, so today on the Res Dog Adventures, we are going to be making sinew. I'm going to walk you through the process. We have some tendons here. I'll show you more about that here in a sec. So here we have a bunch of elk leg tendons, all dried out, straightened out. Some of these are deer hides, or deer tendons, but yeah, pretty much we're going to show you how to break these down and make them into sinew. All right, so we're going to show you how to make some sinew. So I'm going to show you how we can take this and turn it into this. Nice little strings that you can sew with. These are great. And they come from the tendons that are in the legs. So all you're really going to need is a hard surface to work with. You can use a rock, you can use a stone. I'm using just a piece of wood. You use anything that's hard that you can bang stuff against. Okay, you're going to need a hammer. This is usually just to break down the tendon a little bit so you can kind of get into it. And then you will need a good old knife. Good sharp knife, something not too big. This is going to be later on for helping you separate the sinew strings. Let's get into it. So here we have our tendon. Definitely still flexible a little bit, still great. Don't want it to dry out too much. Okay, what we're going to do is going to take your hammer and start hammering on one side. Don't hit it too hard. You don't want to separate it and break it. All you want to do is flatten it so it's easier for you to peel everything apart. So just kind of whack that down. Alright, see how it's getting a little bit more flat? It's not as round and everything as this other part is. Getting a little bit more flat. It's what we want. So once you got this separated or a little bit flattened out, you can work with it now. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take our knife. So take your knife, Here, I'll angle the camera down a little more. So you're gonna want to cut just honestly like right in the middle so you can pull this apart. And that's pretty much the whole technique and method of it all, is to just cut in the middle, pull it apart, and you do that all the way down the line until you get your strings. All right, so I got my piece here nice and flat. You want to kind of beat it up a little bit to help kind of tenderize the tendon. If it's a little thicker, helps kind of make it a little bit easier. So then I'm just going to take a cut, and then all right. So once we got that split, you can just take this and separate it. All right, so we pulled these apart, got them separated. Now here, let me show you this. So if you look right there, you can kind of see that it's very fibrous. That is where your sinew and your string comes from. So all you gotta do is, once you got it split, you just take this and you just pretty much start peeling it apart like that. And the more you peel it apart, the more the tendons come out. So just like this. You might need to use a knife. It might just be able to pull apart. Usually I like to go right in the middle and then pull apart from there. So just take this. Boom. All right, you can see it's starting to already fall apart. So let's take these other pieces, put them down here. All right, so you can even see now more the stringiness that it's got. So all I gotta do is just keep going down the middle, separating. And the more you do this, the more you get these nice little fibers. These guys right here, just take them, peel them off, and that's sinew right there. Now you can take this and you can keep going smaller than this, but you can make bowstrings out of this. You can sew with this. This is super strong. You get a little wet with some saliva. It has to be saliva because it's got the necessary bio ingredients to help this form and stay strong. Use a little bit of spit and saliva to form these up. You make a bowstring. You could twist this and make a braided knot or a braided braid, and that will also help this hold stronger. But these are great. And you see, I can just keep going smaller. And now we have a great little line of twine. Look at that. And that's a nice piece of thread there. Boom. Sinew. Great for sewing, great for making things with. This is great also for wrapping things onto things. It holds like a glue once it dries. So keep this stuff, it's great. All right.
So just sitting here making sinew, and there's this guy waiting for me to give him his cut, his 50%. All right, so check this out. Today's haul on the sinew. Got a great big old pack here, all kinds of stuff. Check this out. Wow. Tons of strands. You got the long, skinny ones. Everything. This stuff is great. And I had to cut my thumb.
So that's going to bring this episode to a conclusion. If you guys like what you saw, please like and subscribe. We got more coming up soon. Lots of adventures, lots of cool things coming. Just want to say thank you for watching. Lemlech, and have a good one, guys.